All right, all right. Good afternoon to you guys here in YouTube world, and this is just another one of those episodes bringing it to you on a rainy day here in PG. In Punta Gorda it rains often, but I just thought that it hasn't rained for a while, and today's just one of those days I can give you guys a tour again of Punta Gorda for those people who are not familiar with Punta Gorda and you're from other parts of the world. Punta Gorda is a small town in the country of Belize. We're in a district called Toledo District, and we're considered, and I can say this, we're considered one of the forgotten districts, right? But I appreciate my town. I love my town. I think it's a beautiful town, right? And I want to share it with the world. So I thought that, you know what? It's a rainy day, nothing much to do. Why not take you guys on a tour around Punta Gorda? And I know that I've done several tours around Punta Gorda, but this one in particular is kind of different simply because it's raining. And of course, it gives me a chance to chat to you guys and inform you of some of the various things happening in Punta Gorda and in Belize, right? And today is the 16th of October 2020. And I actually took this tour after listening to a little bit to the Prime Minister's press conference this morning that speaks to several different things. One is that tourism is back, right? Which is, of course, not a bad thing because it allows the economy to continue thriving and to grow. The only concern is how responsible it's done. And look at this old bridge. This old bridge is Actually, I had to swear a little bit right for this old bridge. It's been here. I know they changed it recently, but you know the old people say you never cut the lumber up at the right moon, right? And for some reason, I remember about 2 years ago they changed the lumber on that bridge, and it's rotten already. But it's one of those areas that needs to be lifted up and put higher culverts, right? And of course, we're back here on the cement street. But I was saying, country is opening up back, and apparently we're taking the lead from what I understand, and this is my opinion. We're taking the lead in terms of one of the Caribbean countries, one of the first Caribbean countries, opening up its borders to tourism during the pandemic. And of course, the idea I think that the government officials are having is that we need economic development for the country to succeed or for the country to move forward. So it doesn't matter about COVID, and this is what the government is saying, of course, and this is my opinion. It doesn't matter about the pandemic. We need to start bringing in some of that US capital, right, so that we can continue to make money. Of course, my thought is that if we had a plan, and no country does this, but well, I shouldn't say no country does it because I know there are countries who do it. If we had planned for a pandemic, or we had planned for something in place, some additional backup funds, we would be okay. But right now we're taking a lick, so there are going to be some retrenchment in the future. That is obvious. People are not seeing it. People are still thinking everything will be as is. I saw a post from one of my biggest YouTuber, and maybe I'll put his picture here. Bald and Bankrupt did a post about the COVID-19 scenario in May, sometime in May, and then he took down the post coincidentally, which was weird to me. Where Bald and Bankrupt, for people who don't know, I'll try to put his website somewhere here in the corner, his YouTube channel somewhere in the corner. He is one of my biggest YouTubers. He's somebody that I follow, and he travels the world. And this gave me a chance to reflect now on tourism and what are some of the things that our country will be going through. Now, back to Bald and Bankrupt. So he placed up a YouTube video that talks about when he caught COVID-19, and I don't remember the place he was exactly, Serbia or something like that. Anyway, Serbia. But they were open policy in terms of no lockdown for that particular country, and so he took the chance and went in. But he caught COVID-19, and he shared his experiences on YouTube. Now, I watched a part of the video when he placed it up. I'm regretting that I didn't download it because it was a real experience from somebody who travels the world. And right now in his YouTube channel, if you follow him, he's in Mexico, or he was in Mexico, and so he continues to travel the world. But reason as to why he took down the COVID video, I have no idea. There are conspiracies around that he might have been told or instructed to take it down. And from the video that he had up on COVID-19, his experiences with it after he caught COVID-19, I could see where it could create a scare for people traveling the world. So it just goes to show that tourism is power, right? Economic drive for any country is power. If you can get somebody to take back his stats on YouTube, somebody as big as that, and remember his followers, he has 2.7 million people following him on YouTube. So I could understand why our country, our government decide to let Belize be the guinea pig, and let's open up the country to tourism. And of course we need to make money, right? And Prime Minister is right in saying that we are a cause of our own demise in terms of the spreading of COVID, which is true. But again, there has to be some sort of educational campaign happening to educate our people about the virus. I had a thought as we were driving through, that it's campaign time and you guys can see how nice and beautiful the roads are. But campaigners still come to my house, weird enough, and ask me to support such and such political party. And I thought that, you know what? These same campaigners could be the key to our education program that we need. So, I don't know, while they're campaigning, could they also be spreading word of how dangerous this virus is? They could also be spreading word of how people can protect themselves from the virus, right? So, just an idea I'm throwing out. People campaigning, if you're watching this and you're campaigning for the election, our election is scheduled to be held November 11th, and I think Belize is one of 2 Caribbean countries holding election in this pandemic time, right? And of course there are a lot of things that came out at the press conference that I really don't want to discuss at the moment, but the one that touched me was that Bald and Bankrupt, and again I'm focusing on his YouTube channel, that he pulled back his video with his experiences in COVID as a traveler. So as a traveler, and I'm not doing any traveling right now, I'm just telling those people coming in that, it seems like the COVID is real, so do take care, right? When you go around, do take care. And this is just a part of, well, I can't show you the part of the clip. This is a picture I found online from Bald and Bankrupt while he was in his COVID situation. But Punta Gorda, rain is nothing new to us, right? We love the rain, we love the weather, we love the vibes, right? It's been raining now. Well, it started this morning, well, last night really, and it hasn't stopped. It's just a mild rain. It's one of those rain we call foolish man rain, because if you're walking in the rain like this, because you figure that you won't get wet, by the time you reach your location, you're soaking wet, right? So it's called foolish man rain. Yes, but again, we're having our own fight with the COVID virus here in Punta Gorda. As you guys know, it's been spreading. Belize went from 21 cases when people were so scared, and oh man, 21 was a lot. We got frightened, and people now we're at almost 2,000, right? We're at 1,000 change and rising. PG is at 63 today, expected to be about 80 tomorrow. I heard Dr. Manzanero saying that there's a community in Toledo that they're going to swab. But truth be told, we're on the road back to economic recovery despite of health issues, right? That doesn't seem to be a bother, especially that election time is wrong. The street in particular, if you notice, the street is a drain by itself, right? We're hoping this is normally the time, and I can be honest with you, this is normally the time when in PG we would have grader, loader, roller and everybody is around working. For some reason, we're a couple of weeks away from election, and we're still not seeing that, there's no work happening in PG as I would have expected. But again, the government is not on the move to make any big moves because they're saying no money no day, right? Went ahead and promised the people all kind of thing, and nothing to come true. But we gotta live with it. You know what? Life goes on, and I think everybody have to realize it, that life goes on. No matter what we do, life goes on. So we have to continue the struggle. We gotta continue living, right? Punta Gorda Town for you guys. A little quick tour of Punta Gorda Town. Is the road. This is actually the road behind the Ministry of Education's building, and so one of the government building right here. You'd expect, because of the amount of traffic you expect at these government offices, the road would be nice. But thank God I have this nice 1995 Ford Ranger, 1996 Ford Ranger. Sorry, I'm giving it 1 year, right? Year older. But this vehicle can really handle that thing, and I was skeptical about Ford the first time, and this is not an advertisement for Ford, but you know what, this vehicle holds up in terrain like this. It is a good truck to have, especially if you have farmland or if you're going off-road, and Of course, all of Punta Gorda is off-road at the time, right? You wouldn't expect that, although it's raining, the road normally should be kind of um, heading off to the edge so that the water can flow, right? But instead, this is what we have. We have lakes in the middle of the road. One of my good buddy Howard, he does farming back at the Cerro area, right? A little guy from a community where people do farming, animal raising, animal husbandry, and he does have some nice wine, all different flavors. So you could check the man. Well, I advertise to the man, but you could check the man for some wine. But this is the road behind the Ministry of Education. It's not one of the best roads, I agree, right? But the people in this town, the town council that manages the town right now, they're trying. They're doing their best. And I've said this before, you can't expect somebody to do more than they can, right? And so the mayor and his councillors, they're doing what they consider 100% for the town. If we need better people in town council, the answer is yes. If we need better leadership, the answer is yes. The question is, do the people of Punta Gorda want change, right? You know, there's things that I look at and I say, all right, a lot of people say, oh, this is okay, PG is okay as is. And the only way you'll say is it is okay as is if you are happy with it as it is. And I'm certainly, I am not happy, right? I'm thinking about this cement street that I'm approaching right now. And this cement street was cemented, some 3 years ago? And this street, to me, we complained about it first because of the lack of steel. And then the people who were building the street, thanks to some of the residents, the people who were building the street finally started putting steel in it. That street has not deteriorated. And that street is holding up for 3 years. No maintenance needs to be done. Unlike these one, look at this broken pave right now. It's hard to believe that this road was actually paved at one point, but now the pave is broken, right? So it was just one of those roads that was paved as a waste of money. Money gone out. You get inferior quality paving. And I'm not, well, I couldn't say I'm not criticizing because I am. You get inferior quality paving on these roads and we expect it to last for years. I'm noticing something now that the concrete roads do last some time, right? And so we might have to concrete these roads as we go along. But Punta Gorda, for the population, for our location in the world, we're both English speaking and Spanish speaking. We're multicultural here. There's Kekchimaya, there's Mopan Maya, there is the Garinago people, there is the Creole people. I hope I don't get these wrong because people will bombard you on the internet if you get some of these words wrong, right? We have mestizos. We have the Chinese people also in town, right? And they run the businesses because our people don't seem to want to borrow or invest in small business, which is much needed. And they have to be a culture that there have to be something said that if we want to create business, it really doesn't matter the size of the business, but there must be a want. So we have to show our people, we have to teach our people entrepreneurship. The weird part about it is that there have been all sort of entrepreneurial programs offered to us through JICA, through the Japanese Council, through the Taiwan Embassy, right, through the Chinese Council, and we don't seem to capitalize on it. So we have to start to educate our young people into creation and entrepreneurship in our parts of the world. We want small businesses. We want to be able to come on the street and find an ice cream shop, find a place that sells handmade crafts, right? Of course, all this comes along with access. We want the roads are good for us, and of course, it should be something in place that there should be something in place whereby we can account for some of these tax money, and depending on the government, painful reality is that it doesn't happen for us. It does not happen for us. Election time, man, last election, grader the PG, loader the PG, roller the PG, all these roads that people traffic a lot would have been at least rolled out, right? But because of the rain, one of the first priorities should be the drainage system. Notice that the road is the drain, right? If you notice this is like I'm driving through the drain. So we need to put drains on the side. Right here on the left hand side, we're approaching the UDP Center. I'm wondering why there's a lot of people there, but this is the handout area, right? And so there's a food pantry thing, which is nice, where people get a chance to get some goods to take home to feed their family, right? Of course, this is the kind of services often. Now, I'm not saying the government should not do it, but there needs to be some kind of training in terms of teaching people how to grow their own food. So we need to start a small gardening project also here in Punta Gorda to teach young people how to grow their own food, right? So that maybe in a couple of years, I can envision that instead of government handing out actual food products or canned products, right, which might be detrimental to your health, by the way, they're handing out seeds, right? They're giving out some soil, some organic substance, some manure, right? They're giving out pamphlets on how to grow cabbages. They're giving out instructions on how to grow lime. They're telling you how to make cacao. They're telling you how to process dry fruits so that you can export. They're telling you, they're giving you information about places that you can sell your products whenever you grow your products. So where can you sell your local chicken and get a fair price for it? Where can you sell the little vegetables that you might have a surplus of in your yard? Where can you sell it to so that it can be distributed to our people who really need it, right? How can you conserve on electricity? What are the benefits of solar systems? How can you conserve on water? And these are some things. The one with the conservation of electricity and water used to happen by the companies, But remember, these entities now are government owned, which is perfect because our people own the entities, right? But there still need to be a continued education process in teaching our people about conservation, right? And how we can safeguard the future, right? So I know people must be tired of hearing me talking, so I'll give you some music here. Yeah, so I'm almost home here, guys. This is my neighborhood, Indianville Extension, right? This entire area is Indianville. Don't ask me about the name. I have no history about the name. I'll have to discuss with one of the members of Indianville soon as to how Indianville got that name. But we have some pretty decent construction going on to the back here. People building. We have a lot of bad bridges though that does need some looking after. We have some drainage issue that we need to look at. But this is PG weather. Doesn't get better than this. It rains every day. If there's no rain in PG, something wrong. If there's no lightning and thunder in PG, something is wrong. But we have to have an appreciation for our town, our country first, right? And I'm saying this because I don't want that this election people come and take handout and I give you $50 to go vote and you decide you vote their way anyway. After that, you don't see your politician, you don't see your area representative. Keep in mind that we all pay taxes and we all deserve a piece of the pie, right? We all deserve some sort of money pumping back into our area to help us. One of the struggles we'll have in the future for PG is town expansion. But if you're looking around, look at the number of empty lots we have that are not being used. What if we could create small gardens in some of these lots? Look at my right hand side. Lots are back here empty. let's create small gardens until the owners they're ready for it, and I'm sure the owners will appreciate us cleaning their lot for them since they can't do it, right? But as long as they're paying a little land tax to contribute to the town, then that is fine. Again, this is just one of those drains I have to drive through. I'm not driving on the road, I'm driving through the drain, right? But PG in a nutshell, guys, on a rainy day. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I talked a lot, but I kind of just wanted to have a drive around and have a little chat with you guys, giving you a little bit of info as we go along. So, like always, guys, be safe. You know, Belize will be on a rise with COVID. Each man to his own. They're saying take care of yourself. That's essentially what the government is saying today, and we're hoping for the best in the future. But take care. Look out for you first. Look out for your family, and go geek yourself.